Hello there. It's time for another Kingdom Well-Being message, and I hope this message comes to you with you feeling fantastic today. But as always, if it doesn't, I hope by the end of this video that you have some new things you can try to feel good. So what I wanted to talk about today was the endocrine system and how God designed it to be amazing, but due to many of what we'd call advances today, it's put our body at different risks than they didn't have 50 years ago or even as much 20 years ago. So I think at the foundation of all this has got to be a definition of what sickness is. So a lot of the medical industry wants us to believe sickness is just not feeling good or something hurting. But our Bible says that in Christ, sickness can't touch you. So then if sickness can't touch us, why do we feel the way we do? Well, what if it's not actually sickness? What if it's actually environmental toxins and chemicals and things that our body has to deal with now that are not natural? So how do these not natural things get in the environment? Companies and labs make them. There's 85,000 chemicals now known in the United States that are used in everyday products, and that many of us, all of us, encounter to a certain level every single day. Some of these, among the literally thousands, are BPAs, which are found in plastics, cans, nonstick sprays, Eltrazine, which is toxic weed killer, which they think is a good idea to spray in our food so that weeds won't get in it. I mean, who cares that we eat it, right? Phthalates, which are what make plastic soft, cosmetics, fragrances, so that they'll stick to your body. So just so the smell will stay with you, I mean, even though it'll mess up your whole body, at least you'll smell good. PFCs, which are nonstick cookware, inside of popcorn bags, fast food containers. Pesticides, once again, to assist with crops looking good, even though they cause cancer. And glycol ethers, which are in paints, cleaning products, and cosmetics. So all this stuff is invented into a lab. So for all the people that say, well, my parents didn't have to care about this stuff, so why do we? Well, your parents didn't have all these chemicals because a lot of these are really new. Just as we think technology increases, well, their ability to go into a lab and tinker with stuff and say, oh, hey, we found a way to make these crops pretty, or we found a way to make perfume last all day long so we can advertise, wow, this perfume lasts 24 hours. I mean, it does cause cancer, but we don't really have to say that. And then when people get sick, we can just be like, oh man, how did that happen? Let's start a foundation. This is how people get sick, and this is just 6 of the thousands of chemicals. So what I'd like to couple this with is hormones, which hormones are your endocrine system, which are your reproductive systems, thyroids, your glands, your adrenals, pancreas, hypothalamus, amongst many others. But once again, there's tons of other hormones. Hormones are actually what make your body work. It's the biological system God designed for you to feel great. All these are hormone disruptors. So why is that important? Well, let's just look at a few of them. Say melatonin, which has to do with your alertness. Serotonin, your mood, your appetite, sleep cycles. Epinephrine, norepinephrine, related to the fight or flight fear response. If you have too much, you're really anxious. Too little, you feel depressed. Dopamine, which relates to heart rate and even perception of what's real and not real. And orexin, which is related to your energy levels. This stuff throws this off, simply. And they want to train us to think that, oh, you must be sick. There must be a bug in the environment. I don't know what it is. I mean, there is 85,000 chemicals that are throwing your system so off that your body doesn't know what to do with it, but it's probably not that. It's probably just a sickness floating around. I'm sure you agree with me, that sounds ridiculous once we become aware of what's actually going on. So, I could talk about this for hours, but to try to wrap it up in the next minute, some basic things you can do to just start. Amongst going on drax.com and typing in hormone disruptors and chemicals and doing some of your own research, but just basically, if you could just do a few things. Your household cleaners are full of tons of this stuff. Laundry detergent, deodorant's got aluminum in it. Anything that goes on your skin goes in your body within seconds. Teflon pans, cosmetics, what you put on your face, your Tupperware, especially if it goes in the microwave. When that crappy plastic heats up, it releases toxins in your food, and then you eat it, and then you feel like crap, and you're like, huh, I guess a bug must be going around. No. So I recommend looking into some simple things you can do. You don't have to radically change your life overnight, although that would definitely help you, but just a couple things. Companies like Earth Fare now and Whole Foods and other online companies that recognize what's going on here and want to help you feel good. If it's a name brand cleaner, it's probably garbage. If it's a name brand laundry detergent, it's garbage. If it's a name brand deodorant, it's most likely garbage. But thankfully, there's tons of other companies now making really good stuff. Yeah, it's a little more pricey, but you're going to feel better. You're not going to get cancer. Your body's whole system's not going to be thrown off.